There we go. All right, so let's start off from the very beginning here. How long, well, give us a rundown of who you are, what the band is all about, and just a brief history.
Yeah, well, my name is Jamal, and I'm the bass player of the band, The Loudest Silence, and we actually come from Sarajevo, which is the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we play symphonic metal, but people argue if it's an atmospheric symphonic metal or movie score metal. I don't know. I don't even really care about that. What I care about is that the music is good and that we understand each other in the band, so that when we're on stage, we're all really behind it. So yeah, that's the band I'm playing in, and the band was formed in 2010, but I personally joined it in 2013, just prior to the band playing the Sarajevo Metal Fest, because a lot of members from the band bailed out. So
Damn.
it was kind of a weird story because we have a female singer, and she and the keyboarder were the only ones left, and they are really like the founding members of the band. And they didn't have anybody, but they had this offer to play that gig on the table, so they didn't know what to do. And then my very dear friend Mirza, who actually recorded their demos back then, said, well, I can jump in and play the guitar. I recorded all the stuff for you guys. I know how the songs go, so I can play the guitar. Okay, now we need the bass player and the drummer. So he called me up without even telling the other two guys. And he was like, okay, I know, and this is really a true story, I know you haven't played bass for 13 years, but would you jump in for this gig that's in a month?
Damn.
And I was like, dude, I don't even know where my bass guitar is. So I took that thing, dusted it off, bought a couple of beers, and went over to his place. So we tried it, with him with the guitar and I with the bass. And okay, I had fun with it. Those are the 4 songs we're going to play at that Sarajevo Metal Fest in 2013. So I jumped in, and now we needed a drummer. And we actually, it was literally 1 month before that show, and we exchanged 2 drummers. And the one that did it is already not in the band anymore. But I still think it's a funny story because he didn't have a drum kit. So the way we rehearsed the songs for that first show was I would lie on the bed with my bass guitar. We would play the demos, and he would put up his his pedals, so that he would hit the bed, so I could feel if he's hitting, if his kicks are on time.
Wow.
So that's how we rehearsed for that show. He didn't have any drum kit. So the first show was actually pretty cool. It's still online, I think, so you can see it. We played everything way faster than we should have, but it was fun and it worked. So that the core of that lineup stayed. We do have a new drummer now who has the drum kit.
Like you do.
Yeah. So this is this lineup now with this new drummer has been completed last year. It's 1 year that now we have this formation, and it's really taking off. We started recording this the debut album, and we published the single, and we played the Balkan Metal Battle, and we won for the Bosnian area, and then we won for the regional area, and before we could look around, we were on Balkan. So it was really, really fast.
Wow. So how long between when you did the Sarajevo Festival and Vakken? How many months between?
Well, the Sarajevo Festival was in 2013,
oh, okay.
But playing that one got us to play on the Metal Days Festival in Slovenia. So we played that as well in 2013. And we had a project. It's something we do. I don't know how stable that's going to be, but we have the band, The Loudest Silence, and then we have friends who are like free artists. They're like ballet dancers and orchestral musicians and actors and everything, and they call themselves Belarte. So they have this performance thing where we play our songs. So it's not that we change our songs for them. We don't. We play literally what we always play, and they have this whole set with the choirs and classical instruments and dancers jumping around. So it's a huge thing. So we played 2 shows with them, and I guess that gave us a lot of presents. So when last year, no, it wasn't last year. It was this year, early this year, that the Bucking thing came on, and we were really thinking, should we do this? Should we apply for that? Because it's not that easy to get to Bucking for us. We're not that far away, obviously, because we're in Europe, but Bosnia is a third world country, and I know that the war has been over for 20 years, but the situation here is terrible. It's like the average monthly income here is around $450. So if you think about that, and you think that there's this young band that doesn't make any money yet, and they need to, if we win, you need I don't know, maybe 4,000 euros to go up to the Bucking and play there and come back, with all the equipment and renting the vehicle and all, everything all that jazz.
Right.
So we were actually thinking, should we do that? And we said, well, what the hell? That's what we're here for. Let's see, how far we can get. And we actually made it. So we were playing the Bucking this year, and it was amazing.
That's quite a story. I mean, how did you guys actually raise the money then?
We actually had, once we knew that we had the slot at the Bucking Open Air, we were like, okay, well, now we have to do everything just to get there. We were prepared to walk, but we did start the Indiegogo campaign, a crowdfunding thing, and which was great because a lot of people supported us. People from Germany, from the States, from Holland. Not necessarily people from Bosnia, because people heard about us. They saw the videos on Facebook that we have, and I know it's very hard for a band that's that doesn't have a management, doesn't have a label, and doesn't have a record out yet to start a crowdfunding campaign. But we did it, and we got, I think, €1,250, which was like a third of what we needed. So it was really great because then the German embassy came in. And German embassy, I don't even know how that came along. They recognized something in us, and they were like, okay, you're going to Germany to play Wacken, and it's very important for us that a Bosnian band is going over there, and and the German embassy from Sarajevo actually paid us for the van.
Wow.
So it was a lot of luck, and but somewhere, I like to think that we kind of deserved that. People wouldn't just support you, and people wouldn't just give you money if they didn't see something in you or believe in you. So we do feel obliged to really deliver with the album. From what I've heard till now, the single really is people like it. It's out there on YouTube, and we actually printed 100 CDs that we wanted to take to Wacken and sell, and we sold almost all of them. We have just a few left, so if anybody's interested, they can contact me on Facebook, on our official Facebook site.
That is amazing. So, in the aftermath of Wacken, what is your band doing now? Are you guys in the studio finishing up the album, or are you planning more shows?
Well, the Wacken experience is not just playing in front of thousands of people. It's also this whole, the whole world of metal is coming to that one place, and that's why people call it the Holy Land. So we met a lot of people there, and our show was obviously good enough so that people came up to us and wanted to talk to us and wanted to suggest us all kinds of contracts. But we're not interested in that yet. We want to record this album, and we are in the studio as we speak. We had actually the drum tracks recorded for almost all of the songs. And we're working on it, and I think that the album is going to be finished till the end of the year, and we want to do it by ourselves. We don't want anybody talking us into changing things. We're want to do it the way we see it, the way we think this band should sound like. And then we'll see. I don't know if we'll, sign for a label or if we're going to, just release it ourselves. We'll see about that. But we do want to play shows, of course. So we are in talks with some festivals for the next year. We even got into talks about a tour in Canada. So it's
wow.
weird.
Right. Yeah, I don't think a lot of, Bosnia-based bands would say, hey, we've got invited to Canada. Let's go to Canada, because you can do that.
I do know most of the bands from Bosnia. We're all friends. It's a very small scene, but with all kinds of metal, it's very rich with bands. And I don't think any of them has ever been in Canada. So that doesn't mean that we will either.
Right.
We have to think about that. If the offer is good, why not? The biggest problem for us, we are a young band. We don't have any illusions. We know that we can't really demand stuff, but we can't get there on our own. So if there's anybody who can fly us over, we'll be there.
Sure. So with everything else going on, I know obviously you do a radio show, and now besides your radio show, are you involved in the music business in any other aspect, or is it primary just the band and the Abyss portal?
Yeah, it's the Abyss portal. Well, that's it has always been my love. I'm a metal maniac. I love my metal. So when I came back after the war, during the war in Sarajevo, I was actually a refuge in Germany. I was 12 years old when my parents sent me away. They stayed here, actually. They stayed under siege, and my older sister and I, we were sent out with some military airplanes or whatever, with the last convoy. So we were in Germany, and I had access to all the, wonders of metal, while all my other friends were here, under the siege, without electricity or food or water. So when I came back, I was like with all the CDs and all the metal, and I just wanted to share it. I wanted to do something for the people. So I met this guy from the radio show, and I was like, "Come on, man! I'll give you everything. Let's play this stuff for the people." And that's how it started back in 1999, and I'm still doing the show. That's how that started, and that also what got me into the band. Because the Loudest Silence was also a band that I used to do interviews with. With the singer Taida. She's a wonderful young lady. She's also a fashion blogger, and of course, it's very nice that she's something to look at. But her voice is also very amazing. She's really amazing. She's a natural talent, and now she also thinks about taking some of the professional coaching lessons just for technique, because she has a range that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And she can do whatever. It's just that you need the technique to survive it on stage for a couple of days in a row. So yeah, and we have the keyboarder is, I think, is a real little genius. He's also a very young guy, and he writes all the songs, and then my friend Mirza, the guitar player, come in and doing it all. We actually like to say, Danielle, the keyboarder, and Taida, the singer, they're like this one side of the band that's really emotional and gentle at times, with all the orchestration and her voice. And then enter the old bearded guy, that's the drummer, and we messed it all up and metal it up. So I like to think that we're not like this standard symphonic metal. We have a lot of heavier stuff, but I guess you're gonna hear it when the album is finished.
Awesome. Well, who would you say then has been like your biggest musical influence, at least for you personally and for the band?
Well, for the band, I can tell you immediately that the favorite band of our singer and, of course, the keyboarder, who is the main songwriter, is Nightwish. I mean, they look up to them. It's almost ridiculous. It's like Nightwish can't do anything wrong.
Fair enough.
obviously, the other guys in the band, we don't think that way. But we all like Nightwish, and of course they're a band to look up to. But we're different. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with that quote. We had this German journalist guy who saw us live a couple of times, and he wrote a wonderful thing about us. He said, "Those who haven't heard the loudest silence do not understand the special mix of joy and melancholy that coins the Balkans." And we were like, "Whoa, really?"
Wow.
That and he said, well, that's what he heard from the music, because it seems that we do have some of the Balkans and a bit of Oriental melodies and Bosnian stuff in our music. So, he obviously heard something. When you're in the band, it's hard to be objective about it,
Right.
So I do think that we're a lot different than all the other bands. Of course, the single now, people said we sound like Within Temptation. Well, yeah, maybe, a bit, but that's not everything. There's a lot more coming from this band because, like I said, the influences are totally different. The guitarist, Mirza, his favorite band right now would probably be Black Label Society. He's all about Zakk Wylde and Black Sabbath and that stuff. And our drummer is obviously, like all the drummers, a tech freak. He loves his Symphony X and all that technical death metal stuff.
Right.
And my personal, I don't even know. It changed a lot, but I know that I always loved Tom Ainsworth or Sodom, but I wouldn't call him a musical influence.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of different influences coming together in one band. How does the songwriting process go? Has it been smooth? I mean, I know you gave a hint of how it goes a little bit ago, but does it flow?
Oh, well, it's like I said, all of us, we came into the band when most of the stuff was already written. But the thing is that we all had our chance, and we did change the songs. Mm-hmm. So I know former members who were at the show for the Vakken, and they said, "Well, you changed a lot on those songs." So we did. It's the songwriting, of course. Like the main ideas do come from the keyboarder, mm-hmm. At least for this album. But I think for the next, there will be influences from all of us. Maybe not from the drummer. He's busy doing something else. But yeah. And the lyrics are all by Saida, our singer, except there's a part in the single where that our guitar player wrote when he was really pissed off. So yeah, it's I would lean myself out of the window and say that the songs are all written by Daniel, but with changes by us. Mostly helping him in achieving what he wanted to. Mm-hmm. It's like he wrote everything, and then we try to help him make that song better. That's mainly what we do, and of course all the solos are done by the guitar. Yeah.
All right. Well, with so many cool things have happened to bring you at the point where you're at right now, but looking ahead, where do you see the band, say, in 3 years?
I really don't know, and because the music business is, as we know, like you said, you've been doing those interviews, I've been doing them, and I know the other side of the business, and I know that it's messed up. So I don't really want to look too far ahead. What I really want to do is make everything right for the band, for the music. We want to make the most professional record that we can. We want to play the most professional shows that we can, and we want to have fun doing it. And if that takes us anywhere, great. If not, well, that's it. We actually did what we wanted to. We don't want to sell out. We don't want to, jump on every train that's out there. We want to really develop this band the way it should be. And if it, like I said, if it takes us anywhere, that's great. And so far, it looks good.
It sounds like you guys have got a real good start. I mean, that's fantastic. I'm just floored over how, everything that it took to get you there. That's really cool.
Yep.
So one last question for you. If, how do fans get a hold of you or learn everything they want to know about the Loudest Silence?
Well, nowadays it's very easy. With all the social networking, it's all out there. And we're a small band. We do everything ourselves. So if you write to the Loudest Silence on Facebook, I'll probably answer. It's very easy. It's very easy to get a hold of us. It's very easy to get to the CDs. The merchandise is coming out soon. We'll have pre-orders on the shirts coming probably, after the summer, which is kind of weird because it's a T-shirt. But still, we really want to do this right. We don't want to make T-shirts that are, washed off after 2 laundry days. We want to have a proper shirt. We want to have everything, like I said, as professional as we can, because we're all fans and we all know what we want from a band. So that's what we want to give people. If you like us, you're not going to get anything half-assed. We're not going to, release a song that we're not completely satisfied with, and we're not going to print a shirt with a company that we're not satisfied with. So everything that's out there is genuine. So it's from us. If you support us, you really support the band, nobody else.
Right on. All right. Well, thank you very much for the interview. We really appreciate it. As soon as my editor has it all edited down and when it sounds like it's fantastic, we will definitely get a link out to you and